'Tis an honor. Come to Daddy! Tally-ho! Orders received. As you wish. Onward! I don't know, sire. He seems rather dubious. Why is he all locked up like a criminal? I don't trust this thief, sire. He is clearly being evasive. You called?
Yes, boss. Someone's pockets need emptying. They won't even notice it's gone. Like a shadow.
As you command.
Right away, boss. Is it heist time yet? That's my Christmas. Something needs stealing.
Greetings, village people. I represent the esteemed leader of the Gladefolk, Queen Nara. Our spies have informed us that our despicable neighbors have contacted you about working with them. The withering dead are a pox on the land and should be treated as such. We strongly advise you to ignore their request. You are cautiously invited to speak with Her Majesty in the Tangled Court to discuss possible cooperation. It is quite the honor to be called to the court. I would not keep her waiting.
Quick march! For honor and glory!
I hope they have insurance. Right away, boss.
By your leave.
Like a shadow.
He's never survived now. Busy, busy, busy. Be right there, darling.
They gave me this pointy thing in training, and I still don't know what it does.
Let me grab my frying pan.
You have a task for me. They won't even notice it's gone.
Training to never wear Orders received.
What needs to be taken?
At the ready! Ready for battle! As you wish.
Building completed. Our town is under attack.
Nothing I like more in a paper than a nice set of guns.
Time to die! With honor. And so to battle!
Our village is under attack.
Tally-ho!
One of our buildings caught fire.
For honor!
Marauders are ransacking our village.
Ready for duty, sir.
Right away. Something to do?
People think I stand around all day. There's a lot more to it than that. There's a lot of people watching too.
Move along. Mine is to obey. They shall not pass! As you command. At once! Attack! Onward! Arm yourselves!
Task for you. I hope they have insurance. Is it heist time yet? That's my Christmas.
Double time!
Right away, boss. someone's pockets need emptying.
Awaiting your command!
Something needs steel.
Standing firm. You called. 'Tis an honor.
Like a shadow. I hope they have insurance.
That's very nice, but you hug with your fangs. They're kind of poisonous. Help!
What would you have me do?
Thank you, outsider. They really like hugs, but they don't understand the whole poisonous fangs thing. Forgive my rudeness. I haven't introduced myself. I'm Willow. You intend to speak with Queen Nara? Even if you were summoned, that's never an easy task. She can be difficult. Tell you what, if you help me with my duties, I'll help smooth things over with the Queen. I tend to the Everbloom pastures so that the woodland bees can harvest the nectar. Their honey in turn sustains the Gladefolk. The spiders have become increasingly affectionate as of late, wrapping the hives in webs while hugging anyone who attempts to interfere. Protect me from their misguided embraces while I free the hives, and I'll ensure your audience with my
Flutter of tiny
queen
wings
is
soothes
as
me.
pleasant as possible. I appreciate your protection and enthusiasm, outsider.
As you command. Tally-ho!
Time to rid the world of corruption.
Forward! Mine is to obey. Today, you die horribly. As you wish.
Thank you for your protection. Meet me outside the Tangled Court when you're ready to meet with the Queen.
At once!
Say I have little sense of humor.
Onward! Double time!
I am pleased you decided to heed the Queen's request. Remember, it is an honor for you to be here, and you should act accordingly.
By your leave.
Are you ready, outsider? That's the spirit. Remember, the Queen can be difficult, so let me do most of the talking.
Orders received.
Greetings, my Queen.
Greetings, daughter. Who is this with you, and why have you brought them here?
This is the leader of a nearby village and their champion. I had the ambassador contact them about helping us with our undead problem. I'll explain all that later. Hush for now.
This again. Mordric and his foul undead can never harm us, so long as the Everlight shields the glade.
And if Mordric's gangs destroy the Everbloom pastures that sustain the Everlight, what then? Every day their influence spreads, corrupting the land. Even the once gentle spiders are becoming more aggressive.
The spiders? Simply affectionate and misunderstood. And the glades are under your protection, Willow. Or have you already forgotten the responsibilities you requested, daughter?
No, Mother, I haven't forgotten. And I wouldn't have to beg you to leave the court if you weren't so indifferent to the outside world.
We have everything we need here in the glade. It's simply senseless to leave its perfection. Mordric's unsavory workers might harvest more Everbloom than we'd like, but nature will prevail. We might tell Mordric otherwise, but the pastures are perfectly able to replenish themselves in time. As long as the Everbloom pastures are uncorrupted, the Everlight will sustain us. However, if you are indeed worried, why don't you and your new friend go and investigate?
Maybe I will. Well, outsider, what do you say? Will you help me protect the glade from the menace my mother refuses to accept?
Despite your rather flippant attitude, I appreciate your willingness to help my misguided daughter. Help her in her duties, and we will reward you generously.
Thank you, outsider. Meet me outside the Everbloom pastures when you're ready to start.
With honor.
Thank you again for coming. Despite what the Queen believes, Mordric, Lilith, and the Withering Dead are a serious problem that we need to deal with before it's too late. Lilith's husband was slain by bandits, and she searched everywhere for a way to bring him back. She sought an audience with my mother, begging her to use the restorative powers of the Everlight to resurrect him. The Queen tried to explain that there are some things better left to nature, but Lilith wouldn't hear of it. Years later, our scouts reported seeing her surrounded by the undead. Apparently, she found her own solution. The Queen has never said much about Mordric when I've asked, other than she knows his greed will be the end of him and that we shouldn't worry. Nature will prevail, Willow. I wish I shared Mother's faith, but I've seen what the harvesting gangs have done to the Everbloom pastures. At first, they only took a few of the plants, but every day they harvest more and more, and they do so in a way that decimates the land. The Queen doesn't believe me, but she hasn't seen what I have. That's why I need your help. It's too late for that. I didn't want to mention this in front of the Queen, but I couldn't simply stand by and watch those monsters destroy the Everbloom pastures. I've had small groups of like-minded Gladefolk harassing any undead who come near the fields. We've been able to keep them from doing too much harm, but I know with your help, we'll be able to drive them back for good. My scouts have reported that several new harvesting gangs have been spotted. Let's go teach those zombies how to respect nature.
At the ready!
I only drink the finest organic, ethically sourced Everbloom tea. For the Woodland Realm.
To victory! Quick march!
My destiny awaits.
We shall engage!
Be alert, Gladefolk! Mordric has sent new minions against us, but we will defeat them just as we have done before. No longer shall the dead corrupt our lands.
Ah, Willow. I see Nara has let you off your leash long enough to venture beyond the glade. How very generous of her.
Do not speak ill of the Queen, Lilith. I know you resent her for refusing to resurrect your husband, but destroying the glade won't change anything. But it's not too late. Your zombie gangs can't stop the desecration of the glade. Can't you see that Mordric's greed has gone too far?
Don't pretend to understand me, girl. Mordric needs the Everbloom to power his factory, that's all. But you selfish fairies have never been good at sharing, have you? And who's this with you? The leader of that new village? Interesting. And you, human, how much are they paying you? Help us instead of those selfish tree huggers, and I guarantee Mordric will make it worth your while. You chose poorly, meat sack. I will gut you and wear you like an ugly sweater!
is an honor.
They will not suffer long. Burns rest among the trees and birds.
I tried to reason with you. Remember that when I raise your shredded corpse and force you to do an amateur interpreted dance for all eternity!
I was right to trust you, outsider. Thank you for ignoring Lilith's lies and temptations. You are a true friend of the Glade. The undead will not be gone long. With this latest attack, we should have enough to convince the Queen that the threat is real. We should go speak with her in the Tangled Court about what to do next.